Alright guys, I wanted to highlight a little Shaco game here for you. I'm just going to hot mic overlay this over top of it. But basically, I got into a game in gold 4 here, and I've just come off with a 3-loss streak where there was nothing I could have done in those 3 games. So I was desperately hoping to break that streak and just kind of trying to reset my mental. So opening start, pretty typical. And since there were no ganks, I started kind of trying to mess with their jungler, but didn't really get too far here, as he still got away with his wolves. So back to farming my jungle. And as Shaco, you want to interact early game as much as you can, but if there are no opportunities, it's kind of unfortunate, as you need kills to get ahead. But our top laner just got killed, and Darius is over here being a goober, so I teleport just from without, yeah, whatever I was saying there. I was out of his vision range, and I got in, and it was good. So yeah, I farmed a bunch more, go for this Vlad a little bit, who's overextended. Kind of not the best gank, but it was good enough, so that's cool. And it ends up paying off later because this Viger becomes a beefy boy, and we really need him, as you'll find out. Some of my team is not very competent. You have this in gold. Gold's a weird place. I don't know if you guys know this, but gold is like the weirdest place. There's some people that are so terrible, it's crazy. It's like, how did you ever get here? And then there are other people that are so good, it's crazy. They're like, why are you not in like diamond or something? And the answer is Smurfs. There's a lot of Smurfs in gold. A lot of people make their Smurfs, they get into gold, and it's the fun place for them to make their plays because there's a bunch of noobs in here. Anyway, rant over. Basically, yeah, try to gank here. We kind of get counter ganked. It's looking bad. Look at this Kasai. She's in a terrible spot. And obviously there's nothing I can do. You saw my cooldowns chilling. But Kasai goes into a rage here because she doesn't understand how the game works, and that's also very typical in this elo. Although we massacre this fight and manage to claim a dragon, but sometimes, you know, you just gotta tell people how it is, because this Kasai was super annoying. Obviously she was in a terrible position. Her death was completely her fault, and she wants to say that it's my fault because I didn't auto Vlad while he was pulled on top of her. It makes no sense. So yeah, I just kind of got to tell her that maybe she shouldn't type. And yeah, this Kasai continues to feed and try to throw the game all game. And yeah, the weak mental. So I think about maybe saying some terrible stuff, as you know. But we'll just go with "you're just dumb, don't type." All right, because this person was obviously out of their mind, and it's the best thing I can do is not type. And yeah, I'm just gonna throw it out there. I try not to be negative in these games, but some people like really, it's like they're trying to tell you. Alright, so top lane is looking iffy. You know, Garen overall is not really beating this Darius, but he's kind of like pulling his weight some, so that's good. But basically I just want to get up here and get some plates. Didn't really, I don't know, I was kind of hoping maybe we could poke him a little bit, but I didn't expect much out of this. However, it ends up going a little better than we expect. I pop the clone and get it in there doing some business. Gotta love the clone, especially when you're AD. It attacks so hard. I don't know. The clone's cool. But Garen ends up with a kill out of this, which I did not expect, so that was cool. We just got that Darius to use all his cooldowns, and boom, we get some plates here. Some easy gold. Of course, I'm going back here, and I'm going to get my item and go do some more jungle. Kind of try to clear this dragon. So one of the main things you need to do as Shaco, at least in my opinion, is make sure you get objectives. Shaco is not necessarily that strong late game, so you really need like 3 or 4 dragons and a nice head for your team. Because I can kind of pop in and get these last kills, and if I'm smart I can avoid getting killed, so that's good. But it's kind of hard to carry as Shaco sometimes, unless you get all the objectives, kind of like we do here. So that was my main goal, is keep getting these objectives. Don't worry about the Kasai. Don't worry about the Leona. They're both like really trying to throw. So we pretty much have me and Viger on this game. And Garen's helping too. He's not too bad. But their Vlad is becoming a problem. Their Darius is becoming a problem. Their bot lane's kind of not that great either, but they're probably better than ours, because that's not hard to do really. But you'll have that. Yeah, so At this point, I'm not sure what I was doing or why I decided to clip this. I guess because our team was doing stuff. But this Viger is kind of owning. Like, he's very powerful. I kind of feel the need to go help him, as I probably should have been earlier, but I think there's not much I can do. I don't know, I'm kind of questioning, is he even going to get away? And he does, he's getting away fine. It's just kind of blowing my mind. He's good. Spiger's good. It's what we need to carry. So if I was there sooner, I probably could have got that Vlad somehow, but I don't want to risk it now with this Darius. Darius, if he gets me grabbed and I don't have an out, I'm kind of in trouble. So I feel like it's better to just secure more objectives, get more farm. And that's a motif you go to a lot as jungle. Secure objectives, get more farm. If you're not doing one of those, yeah, it's not good. Now we get this thing, and I should probably take the back here, but I decided to run bot and see if I can help out here. Turns out the cat is pretty good. And we got some more action coming in with the cane. We should be able to clean this up. We got them outnumbered. They popped the clone. Yep, we get her. And it's about time for dragon again, I believe. Yeah. So yeah, we just keep securing these dragons. That's the main thing you got to do. If you can't do this, hopefully you can steal some. But this game went really well overall for me. Able to get a lot of damage in with this Dustblade. I've been liking Dustblade on Shaco again. For a while I didn't. For a while I was trying other stuff, but it feels pretty good. The extra invisibility can be a lifesaver. That big slow on the first attack helps you get your couple next attacks off, which can be really important if you have Hail of Blades. But overall, we're just going to try to keep power clearing and farming and get a few more items so that we can actually kill the carries in these fights. Pretty sure I was supposed to fast forward this part. Our bot's starting to do a little better here. They're getting kills here and there. I don't know, I think both bot lanes are objectively kind of bad, so they're kind of evening each other out a little bit. This was a tricky situation. I wanted to get in here for some damage, but this Vlad can really blow me up quickly. So the clone was the best I could do while getting some health off this and see if I can clean up a kill here, which I do get that one, and I do get away. So not too bad. Sometimes you just got to be a little patient, and if you can farm while you're being patient, that's perfect. Like I was doing there, getting that Gromp for some more health before I go in. Kind of an interesting scenario there. I don't know if you saw that, but that started with Leona ulting a Vlad, who clearly had his W ready from like really far away, and it was just obviously terrible. I don't know why you do that. There we go, gotta stab a cat. I'll take that out of context, but yeah, it always feels nice to get that Yumi kill. Her armor's so low, I hit her really hard if I can ever catch her alone. At this point, our team is kind of getting a little overextended. I think it's best to leave here. I send the clone in to goof around, and then just leave. I think they died there, but I cut it. And this Vlad is a problem. I try to kind of get a solo on him, see if I can take care of him here. And it doesn't go too bad, but I think I decide to just run because he's probably going to kill me, and Darius is coming. Yeah, it's all bad. That's one of the great things about Shaco. You can get away easily, but when your team thinks your clone is real and tries to save it, it's bad. Kind of like that Viger did there. He just kind of tried to save my clone. And yeah, so I get back. The whole team died here, pretty much. And I just went into turret protecting mode for a bit. Yeah, it's crazy. And there she goes. They're all a little better that time, but I can't just get in against a Vlad. I have to be ready. So I kind of waited for him to use his cooldowns, went in and went for the stab, but it was a little late. And here's where our team finds out that bruisers are bruisers. And they just get destroyed by this Darius Yumi. So yeah, it's looking kind of bad. We just had a lot of deaths in a row on our team. So I'm just kind of trying to salvage what I can, still get farm, try to reduce the loss of these towers. This Darius is probably going to take it. I can't really solo him too well, but maybe under turret if I get lucky. And if he doesn't have as much damage as I hope he doesn't have. I did have my clone ready just in case he tried something, though. So you always got to have an out. It's one of the things with Shaco. I accidentally stabbed a minion there, which was a mistake, but we still get this vein anyway. But that could have been easier. And yeah, another fight here where our team tries to collapse on these two, and they do pretty well overall. That's 3 with Yumi. And we managed to get the Cane too, and it's looking real good. We take the Baron off of that and just keep farming it up. So we're starting to kind of pull it back here a little bit. It's fun. It's just, man, gold games are so weird. I'm telling you, I don't know how to explain it other than like there's just this conglomerate of terrible and good players, and it's almost like you got to get lucky and have more of the good players and less of the bad players, and these games are hardly even games sometimes. It's just like they feel like they're predetermined a lot of times, and this one probably felt like that for our side a little bit, but not really. We had people trying to throw, and we definitely had people trying to throw, like maybe I was trying to throw there. But end up doing okay. We get a couple of them, get a few assists. Can't escape that Vlad, though. So after the res, we're just going to go for objectives again here. And if we can get a pick, we can get a pick. I really love GA as the 3rd or 4th item. Just a nice buffer. And I always want to get in at this Vayne if I can, or at least get the clone on her. So if it pops, it'll at least fierce her, and you know, there's a good opportunity. But that worked out pretty well, because they thought that I was doing something else, but I went in the back line and killed that Cane. However, my team did not understand what was happening in that fight and just got destroyed. So it happens. Not much you can do about that. And the best thing I try to do here is just stop this wave so they can't quite push as hard. But it's not quite enough, so I have to go back and we try to salvage bot. Stop the bleeding. Stop the bleeding, and Kasai here trying to get fancy. Yep. You know what's about to happen. Come on, Yumi on Darius. Kasai stands no chance. And everyone's wondering, what are you doing up there? You should not be there, obviously. But hey man, these gold players, they are not gold, I'm telling you. It's, if you think you can't get the gold, you're wrong. You can get here. It's easy. It starts getting hard just because the RNG is so bad in gold, honestly. You get these teams that throw, and you just, I don't know. I don't have any great advice. I'm not a master player, but I'm just baffled by how hard it is to carry out gold. There's so many games where I just overperformed, completely owned, and still lost because like my whole team was just trying so hard to lose. They'd all be like 0-10, and I'd be like 10-0, and I'm like, excuse me, is this real? So yeah, we get the big boy here, the big final dragon, and it's pretty much GG from here because we've got all the barons, all the dragons, and they're pretty weak at this point. I am just an absolute menace. If I get on top of someone, they're dead, especially if they're alone and don't have anyone to stun me or DPS me. So it's been basically my goal the whole time is avoid confrontation, be annoying, take all the things I can, solo people out, do a lot of damage to the carries. Or I can really do it to anyone, just as long as their cooldowns are blown and they can't use their whole rotation on me. That's just kind of the way it is with Shaco. That Garen's obviously terrible. I don't know why he ulted that person at 70% health, but hey, just gold elo things. It's hard to tell the difference between iron and gold sometimes. It's also hard to tell the difference between gold and diamonds sometimes. Does anyone else have this really awkward experience in gold where just the player skill levels make no sense? So yeah, off of that, we can pretty much just end the game. There's really not a whole lot they can do. We've got everything. We got the big buffs. We've got, yeah, we're just out farmed. We just have more buffs, and the Viger is performing really well. Everyone else has scaled well enough to win the team fights pretty handily at this point. And that's how you carry your awful team who tries to throw. Hope you enjoyed the game. Let me know if you like this kind of content. Leave a like. Subscribe if you want to see more stuff. All my edits go to this channel. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Matt out. Peace.